Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Good morning. Well, good afternoon if you're in the UK. It's 3 p.m. over here. Happy Saturday. I hope your weekend has started off nicely. If not, this is a great opportunity to ground yourself, come back to your body, come back to your breath, and just start the weekend off on a good footing. Okay. This week we have been looking at the theme of yamas. So I've been explaining that yoga is an 8-limbed path. There is 2 limbs based on behavior. There's a limb based on physical postures, so the actual stretching that we do. There's a limb on breath work, and then there's 3 limbs on contemplation and meditation. So they're a little bit more specific, and we'll get into those as we get towards the end of Ramadan. But this week we were focusing on the yamas, which is the first limb. And the first limb is basically how we should behave, which is a really good way of introducing us into Ramadan as we think about our behaviors, our habits, things that we might want to let go of as we go into the month. So the 5 yamas that we looked at this week were ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, and aparigraha. So these are all Islamic concepts. We can understand all of them through things that we have read in the Sunnah and in the Quran. So there is non-harm to yourself and to others, non-lying, so being honest and truthful, non-stealing, so not taking things that aren't yours, energy moderation and abstinence, which is like not doing things that we might want to do. And then aparigraha, which is non-attachment to outcomes, to relationships, to the dunya, to all of it. So we're gonna go through all of these concepts as we go through the class. I want your main focus today to be about how we are treating ourselves in this class. So thinking about these things like not harming, not being attached to what things look like, and actually thinking about how they feel instead. And all of this, as I say, in most of my classes, it will start with awareness. And to build that awareness, we have to come back to the body and come back to the breath. So let's start our class today in a comfortable seated position. We're going to start with a bit of 4-part breath, just to ground us, bring us back into our bodies, and just make us more aware of the sensations that we're feeling in and around us. So bringing the hands onto the knees, your palms can be facing up this morning. We're receiving all of the good energy from the air around us. Really lengthen through the spine. Let the crown of your head be what is facing the ceiling. We're rooting down through the sit bones. And just taking some nice big breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. You can close down the eyes, or you can bring your gaze down towards the tip of your nose. I'm really feeling the sides of the chest expand out towards the sides of the room, the front and the back of the room. So imagine all around your torso, all of the air gets sent down. And then bringing your right hand to your stomach, your left hand to your heart. And I will guide you through some 4-part breaths. So taking an inhale for 1, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. So we'll go through a few rounds of this and just really connect to the breath. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Last round like this. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. And then taking the arms out to a T, we're just going to turn the palms to face up and then flip 360. So the palms are facing up again, but we're using our shoulder joints to reverse the direction of the hands. So we're really getting into the shoulders here. Twisting, under, and then back. Under, and then back. And then pull your left arm out to the side. Keep your palms facing up this time. Back to center. Pull all the way to the right. Back to center. Reach over again with the left. See if you can pull a little bit more, as if someone was reaching your hand to the other side of the room. Inhale back. And then exhale, stretch all the way over to the right again, as if someone was pulling your arm out of the socket. Inhale, coming back to center. And then just taking your shoulders all the way up to your ears with an inhale. Exhale to drop them down the back. Inhale to bring them up. Exhale, drop them back. Inhale up. And exhale back. And then reverse the direction. So inhale to bring them forward. And then exhale to pull them back. And we're going to make this movement slightly bigger now. So taking the hands onto the elbows and then circling with your elbows. So we're not just moving the shoulders. We're letting the movement extend all the way down. Inhaling to pull them forward and exhaling to push back. And then reverse the movement. Inhaling to pull them forward, exhaling to push back. Big deep breaths as we move the arms. Good. And then coming onto our knees. We're going to place the right hand next to us on the right hand side and then lift the left arm up overhead. So we're in this, I'll show you from the front, we're just in a side bend. So really breathing into the left hand side of the body here. Maybe bringing the hand behind the head, pointing the elbow up to the sky so we can really get more into that space under the armpit. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, drop the left hand next to you and then bring the right arm up overhead. We're bending over to the left this time. And then bringing your hand behind the head maybe this time. Pointing the elbow up to the sky. And inhale to come all the way back up into our kneeling position. So we're going to come down into our child's pose now. You can either keep your knees together or you can bring your knees apart. Sinking ourselves down. And then inhale to bring your hands back down slightly and then push yourself up. So we're coming onto all fours. We're gonna lift the left arm up to the sky. Look up at those fingers and then sweep the arm underneath your body. So we're coming into a nice shoulder stretch here. You can keep your left hand next to your face. You can straighten the arm out ahead above you, or you can lift that hand up so the fingers are facing the ceiling. So taking whichever variation is working for our bodies today. We're not pushing ourselves to cause any harm or any pain. And then dropping that hand back down. You can bring that left arm back all the way up to the sky. And then bring the hand behind the head again, pointing the elbow up as much as you can. Exhale to drop the left hand. Plant that in the middle and then lift up the right one, gazing up at the fingers. And then exhale as we sweep that under. Coming into the same position that we were in on the other side. So wherever your arm was there, we can take that same pose this time. And then dropping the left hand. Inhale to lift that right arm back up to the sky and then bend that elbow, pointing it up to the ceiling. Really opening up through the chest. And then exhale to drop that hand. And we're going to lift the right knee up and do some big hip circles. So imagine you're moving your knee rather than your hip. Draw big circles with the knee. Inhaling up, exhaling back. Inhaling up and exhaling back. One more in this direction. And then we can reverse. So inhale to push back, exhale to bring forward. Okay, and then the next time you bring that knee up, we're going to send the right foot all the way to the outside of your right hand and then bend into that knee, coming into our lizard. So we're really going to try and glue our right knee to our right shoulder. You can stay up on your hands like this, or you can maybe come down onto your forearms for a little bit more of a stretch. If you are on your forearms, inhale to come back up onto your hands. Lifting up the right hand, we're going to send that to the back of the room. Now, this might be enough. You could also maybe bring that foot up into the hand. But this can be quite intense on the quad and on the knee, so just listen to your body this morning. Exhale to drop that foot, bring the right arm back to the front, and then we're coming into a half frog pigeon. So I'll explain what that one is. We're dropping our right knee down and sending the foot backwards. The toes are facing outwards, and then we're going to just sink our hips down. We're really pushing the knee out towards the right. So you want to feel this on the inside of your hips. And then we're grounding down through the hands, pushing the chest up. So this is quite intense on the hips and on the back. So we're just taking this as deep as what our bodies are allowing. We're not forcing anything. We're listening to the sensations and we're following what they're guiding us to do. And you might be able to come down onto your forearms, maybe. And then inhaling to come all the way back to our tabletop. So lifting the hips back up, coming back with our hips over our knees and our shoulders over our hands. This time we're going to lift up the left leg. Inhale to bring it up and back, and exhale to sweep it back down to your other knee. So we're breathing as we loop that knee around in a big circle. And then reverse the direction. So inhale to bring it forward, and then exhale to bring it back down. On the next time your knee is up in the air, we're going to exhale as you send it forward to the outside of your left hand, and then sink your hips forward, coming into lizard on the other side. So taking whichever, surrounded by cats, taking whichever variation you took last time. So if you needed to lower back down onto the forearms, you can do that again here. So if you were on your forearms, you can inhale to bring yourself back up onto your hands, and then exhale your left arm to the back of the room. You can come onto the outer edge of the left foot here just to create some more space. And then maybe lifting that back leg up and finding the hand. Inhale, the left arm comes all the way back to the front of the room, and then we're going to lower ourselves into our half frog on the other side. So sending the left knee, out to the left. The foot is flexed, toes are facing the same direction as the knee. And then we're either going to push the ground away from us with our hands coming into a back bend, or you can lower your forearms, lower your pelvis, and then bring yourself down. Really reconnecting with our breath here. And then inhaling to come back up onto your hands. And then we're coming back into our tabletop. And we have two options here. You can either come into your child's pose or come into your down dog. So if we're coming into our down dog, we're tucking the toes. We're sending the hips up to the sky, pushing the ground away with our shoulders, sending our chest towards our thighs. You can bend into one knee, bend into the other, sway your hips around. Just feeling into the muscles this morning. And then inhale as we bring the right leg to the top of the mat. And we're going to step straight up into our tree pose. So lifting the left foot up into your tree. The foot can come wherever is easiest for you. So you can bring it onto your knee, you can have it on your shin, or you can have it all the way down here with your toes still on the floor to help you with balance. So the focus is on opening up the hip joint. So coming into our tree, embracing the wobbles. You can find a wall if you need it. And then inhale to lift the left knee back up. Exhale, send it to the back of the room, nice and slowly. And then extend the arms out to a T. Open the hips up to the left side, coming down into your warrior two. Exhale to drop your right elbow to your right knee, and then extend your left arm up overhead, coming into your extended side angle. Big deep inhale here, and then exhale to drop the left hand inside the right foot, twist open to the right, and then extend the right arm up overhead. Really pushing the ground away from you here, engaging through your legs. And then you might be able to bring that hand behind the head again, point those elbows up to the sky, open up through the chest. And then lowering your hands back down to the mat, we're going to try and step back to our plank from here. So grounding down through your hands, step the right foot back, come into your plank. And then you can lower your knees, lower your chest, and then inhale to pull yourself through. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, coming into our down dog. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So this time, lifting up the left leg and planting it in between the hands. Coming into our tree on the other side. So putting all of our weight into our left leg, lifting up that right foot, and then placing it wherever it lands on that left leg. So it can be on the knee, on the thigh, on the shin. Hands can be at heart center. They can be on your hips. They can be out to the side. And then inhale to lift that right leg back up. Slowly exhale as you send it to the back of the room. And then plant the long edge of the foot. Bend into that front knee. Send your hips to face the right hand side and come into your warrior two. So we're looking over that left middle finger. Staying nice and strong with our legs. Our hips are tucked. Exhale, drop your left shoulder, your left elbow, to your left knee, and extend the right arm up overhead. So we're opening up at the chest here. Exhale, drop that right hand inside the left foot, come up onto the tiptoes of the back foot, and then twist open to the left. Your left fingertips are pointed up to the sky. And then maybe you can bring that left hand to the back of the head and point that elbow up to the ceiling. Good. Exhale to drop that left hand. Ground down through both hands and step back into your plank. This time we're going to lower the knees and send the hips all the way back into our child's pose. So just holding this position here for a nice few deep breaths. Letting the heart rate and the breathing come back to its natural state. And then inhale to bring your hands all the way back to your knees. We're gonna drop onto our left sit bone and then send your feet to the front. So we're coming just into a comfortable seat here. You can stay sitting down like this, or you can come all the way down onto your back. With your feet out to the side, your hands out to the side. And just coming back to your breath now. Closing down the eyes. Just taking our final few deep breaths here before we get on with the rest of our day. reminding ourselves there is nothing else to do, nowhere else to be. And just thinking about how this practice went for us today. So as we breathe here, taking a light body scan, so assessing from the top of your head all the way down your face, your jaw, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, all the joints in your elbows, your wrists, your fingers, all the way down to your ribs, the muscles in between your ribs, your stomach, the hips, allowing it all to become heavy, to surrender to gravity. Your thighs, your knees, your shins, and the ankles, feet, and toes all sinking into the ground. And now just taking a light assessment of how we've treated the body today. Did you cause any harm? Did you notice before and stop yourself from causing any harm? Did you steal any energy? Did you lie about what you were capable of today? To yourself, not to me. I can't see you. Were you attached to how it looked or how it felt? So just thinking about our own practice, thinking about our own bodies and how we feel at the end of it gives us the ability to know what we need on a daily basis. And just thinking about how we treat ourselves, how we treat others as we come into the month of Ramadan. So just if you're on your back here, bringing your knees all the way into your chest, tucking yourself up into a nice little ball. You can bring your forehead to your knees, squeeze yourself in even tighter. Give yourself a nice massage, rock from side to side. And then release the knees, bring the arms all the way up overhead. We're stretching from our fingertips all the way down to our toes. And then slowly, slowly, in your own time, you can come up to a seated position. So to end the class today, as always, I will read you out a verse from the Quran for us to reflect on for the rest of the day. And today we have a call to compassion. So this one, can you not? Sorry. My cats are having a fight. So this one is: worship Allah and associate nothing with Him, and to parents do good, and to relatives, orphans, the needy, the near neighbor, the neighbor further away, the companion at your side, the traveler, and those whom your right hands possess. Think about the broader concept of worship and kindness. How do your acts of worship towards others contribute to your worship of Allah? In what ways can you extend kindness to those around you for a more compassionate and connected community? So thinking about how we treat others, about how we treat ourselves, using the things that we know from the Sunnah, the things we know from the Quran, we can use these alongside yogic principles to help us be better people towards others and towards ourselves. So thank you so much for joining me here this morning, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this mindful movement session. Tomorrow you will have Naz to take you through another nice, gentle 30-minute session. And then next week, I will be back every day for a 40-minute class, inshallah. So yeah, next week is Ramadan. So let's get into good habits now while we can. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope you have a really good weekend, and I will see you next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.